Hello and welcome to another edition of Currently in Quincy. I'm Joe Catalano, and today we will learn all about this year's Saturdays in the Parks concerts at Safford Park in Wollaston. First, though, we take a look at the weather and the news for you. Currently in Quincy, still kind of cloudy out there, 69 degrees right now. But we'll have increasing sunshine throughout the day today as the skies will clear. Temperatures will rise into the mid to upper 70s, maybe 80 degrees in some locations this afternoon. Partly cloudy this evening and relatively comfortable with lows into the mid 60s. Not a bad weekend coming up either. I think tomorrow is the better of the 2 days with sun and clouds and a high around 80 degrees. A few more clouds on Sunday, the high of 78. And Monday, we've got some rain and some showers throughout the day with a high Monday, 79, turning more humid as well as the weekend goes on. But right now, it's still kind of cloudy, 69 degrees here in Quincy. Checking out the news for you today, a migrant tent encampment that was set up at the courtyard of the Faith Lutheran Church on Granite Street in Quincy this past week was quickly taken down after the city said it violated both local and state ordinances. 7 tents for 24 people were set up for families who were staying at the Wollaston MBTA station after being turned away from the Family Welcome Center at Eastern Nazarene College when that closes at the end of the day. The volunteers coordinated with the church to set up the tents. However, complaints about unsafe and unsanitary conditions prompted the city to order the camp removed last Friday night. Church leaders said that they were disappointed but will comply with the order. Volunteers are now paying to house those families at hotels, but they say that is not sustainable. Quincy Mayor Thomas Koch remains hopeful that when the MBTA moves out of their bus garage on Hancock Streets, that the agency will give that 4-acre parcel to the city. The mayor says he's soliciting private donations now to create an indoor sports complex to memorialize a Quincy resident.
We are talking with a number of donors. We're trying to raise private funds to build it. Rich Mahoney is spearheading that for me. And there's a gentleman from graduated Quincy High, and then he graduated at Harvard, and he died in a tragic fire a couple of years out of college. And the guys that went to school with him want to do something in his honor. So there's a real possibility that we raise significant dollars and name it in his honor. And then that would provide a terrific facility right next to our stadium and have minimal cost to the taxpayer. So it's an ambitious program, but we're excited about it. We think this has legs. So.
The Quincy Planning Board recently approved rezoning the current property to open space, which the mayor says would show the T that the city does not want future development there. City Council still has to approve that rezoning. Mayor anticipates the T will move into their new garage that's being built on the Bergen Parkway in early 2027. Quincy City Clerk's office getting ready for the September 3rd state primary. City Clerk Nicole Crispo says mail-in voting is already underway and early voting begins next week.
To register to vote, please register by August 24th. That coincidentally is the first day of early voting. We will have early voting 8:30 to 4:30 Monday through Friday here at City Hall in the Council Chamber in the Great Hall. Here at 1305 Hancock Street, there'll be some designated parking in the municipal area of the Quincy T station. For City Hall business, we'll be able to park there. There'll be some designated parking out front for early voting and also some handicap parking available out front for handicap accessibility to the building Monday through Friday, as well as the weekend, August 24th and 25th. That's 8:30 to 4:30. Last day to register to vote will be 8:30 to 5 p.m. at City Hall up on the second floor.
Now, requests for mail-in ballots must be received at the city clerk's office by August 26th at 5 p.m. and ballots must be returned by September 3rd at 8 p.m. There is a ballot drop box located right outside Quincy City Hall. Chris Bowe is predicting a turnout of 20 to 30% for the primary. 6 more critically endangered turtles that were stranded on Cape Cod beaches last winter have been released back into the ocean. Officials with the New England Aquarium's Sea Turtle Hospital at the Quincy shipyard recently released the turtles into Nantucket Sound right off West Dennis Beach. 1 loggerhead, 1 green, and 4 Kemp's Ridley turtles were rehabilitated after suffering severe hypothermia, dehydration, and other illnesses. Electronic devices are attached to some of the turtles to monitor their progress. Every year, hundreds of the endangered turtles become cold stunned in Cape Cod Bay as the waters turn colder in the fall and winter. Then they become trapped by the arm of the Cape. Volunteers with the Mass Audubon Wildlife Sanctuary and Wellfleet rescue the turtles, take them to the Quincy Treatment Center for rehabilitation. Last season, 394 turtles were rescued. 21 turtles are still being treated. Well, congratulations are going out to some young boys of summer from Quincy after winning a championship in their summer baseball travel league. The U13 team in the Metro South Baseball League won the title at Adams Field in Quincy back on August 11th. Undefeated this season, Quincy beat South Boston 12-1 after making it to the semifinals by beating Braintree in a nail-biter 5-4. So the U13 ended their season 14-0 with 184 runs. Team manager Mike Ruggiero, whose Babe Ruth team also had an undefeated season and won their championship game this past spring. Ruggiero thanked the assistant coaches Dave Brophy and Sean Glennon, scorekeepers Mike Feldman and Ashley Lynch Mahoney, and all the parents for their support this summer. It's our check of news for you today. Coming up, Walter and Kathy Hubley are joining us with details about this year's Saturdays in the Parks concerts at Safford Park in Wollaston. That's next. Welcome back. A sure sign that the summer is quickly fading away is the fact that we're starting to talk about events in September. One of the big ones here in Quincy for the past few years has been Saturdays in the Park. Free concerts at Safford Park on Beale Street in Wollaston, put on by the Wollaston Hill Neighborhood Association. So the Hubleys are in the house once again. Welcome to Walter and Kathy for telling us a little bit about this series and about some events that have already taken place too throughout the city. So great to see you both.
Yeah, good to see you. Thanks for having us on.
That's a pleasure. Happy late summer, right?
I know. It's going by so fast.
So fast, I know. But it's not over yet. So, and
Oh, yeah.
September's a beautiful month, actually. People
Yeah.
forget, although we kind of associate it with, back to school, back to work. But there's still lots going on, certainly, and the weather's still quite beautiful,
Right.
which, Walter, was also the case for Porch Fest this year, right?
Oh, yeah. We had
really worked
amazing,
out well, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we had an amazing day.
Yeah.
About the same number of performances and about the same number of locations, but just the crowds keep getting bigger
Yeah.
and the event keeps getting more and more popular, and we're selling through shirts a lot faster, so
Nice.
it's all kind of gaining steam. Yeah, so it's
Excellent.
good.
Yeah, it was over 100 bands, I think, again this year.
Yeah, just about 100 or so, yeah.
Okay, and about how many porches or locations?
70, 80 locations.
It's amazing, yeah.
Yeah, we had changes and reschedulings and moving around
Yeah.
right up until the right up until the day of the event. It
Is
always
that right?
happens. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Every week people keep asking, when's the schedule going to be out? I say, okay, I can put it out, but it's going to change.
It's not
a day
set in
later,
stone.
so, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. What year was it now this year for Porch Fest?
Well, the first one was 2016, and then
Okay.
we skipped a COVID year. So does it make 8 years?
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Stopped
And
counting.
I'm sure already planning for next year as we speak, right?
Yeah, we're getting the date picked, and we're going to talk about some things amongst the team. We already had a volunteer team meeting afterwards to talk about what went well, what could use improvement, and so we've got a few things that we're going to be contemplating for next year. Nothing drastic, pretty
Okay.
much the same thing.
Same
maybe
neighborhoods?
maybe some different hours, maybe some
Oh.
different locations. Yeah.
Okay. But Wollaston Hill, Marymount,
Yeah, exactly.
Squantum.
Yeah, right in and
seems to
around
work
those
out well.
areas. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're kind of centrally enough located, I guess, where folks can get to one of them.
Yeah, and they're all accessible through public transportation.
right.
And Quincy's an interesting city as compared to others when it comes to an event like Porch Fest, because we are a whole bunch of neighborhoods divided by several business districts. So we're not like one contiguous area. So some cities can just have the entire city lined up because it's smaller and more connected. But Quincy's got a bunch of beautiful neighborhoods, and they're all separated by fairly decent-sized business areas.
Yeah, it's one of the hallmarks of the city, sure. It's it's over 100,000 people now, but it's still a city of small neighborhoods.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're right, it's rare. I guess Boston can kind of qualify for that as well,
Yeah,
on a larger scale.
Right, exactly.
Sure.
Yeah.
But one neighborhood that is centrally located is Wollaston Hill, and the Wollaston Hill Association is busy once again with Saturdays in the Park.
Yeah, the team that got Porch Fest started, actually. We
Oh, no kidding.
originally spearheaded it through the Wollaston Hill Neighborhood Association, then it became its own separate thing. But yeah, we've got our lineup of events, which include a back-to-school movie night, which includes some concert nights, and also a tree lighting, as we've been doing for, gosh, I think more than 20 years now.
As long as I can remember, yeah.
Yeah, so happy to come on and talk about this.
Yeah, we're happy to have you here as well. The events themselves, when did the concerts at Safford Park start, Walter? How many years has it been now for this?
I think this is our 5th year.
I think it's 5th year,
I think it might be our 5th year doing it.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all blending into each other.
So how was it born? Where did the idea come from?
It originally was through Porch Fest.
Yeah.
We said, okay, this is a big undertaking, over 100 bands, single day, all these different locations. What other types of programming can we do throughout the year?
Right.
So we, of course, do the tree lighting in December. We have always often done a back-to-school movie night, but then the thought was, how do we just get neighbors to come down and hang out at the beautiful park that we did a renovation at back in 2014, I think it was.
That sounds right, 13 or 14.
Yeah, right around there. And so the park was actually designed around the idea of gathering and having these types of art events. And
Yeah,
so-
it's an interesting dynamic. It's almost like a problem that you like to have, right? You have too many performers, too many entertainers. The Friends of the Ruth Gordon Amphitheater had the same situation, where they had so many bands sign up that they had to kind of have one big music festival last Sunday, actually.
Yeah.
They had 10 different performers because they couldn't squeeze them into their Friday night events.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to see all this outdoor music,
Yeah.
outdoor events happening throughout the city. Just looks amazing with all the work that's been done by the current administration just for years, and so a lot of venues, and now time to use them, which is
Exactly.
great to see them activated.
Yeah, well, exactly, right. That's the thought, right? So these are, now has it always been in September, these concerts?
Yeah, we tried them in July. was it?
July we
July?
started, and it just was too hot.
Too hot?
It was too hot.
Yeah.
And then we moved into them in August.
Yep.
And then we had some too hot, but then we had a lot of rain. And so we said, let's just try September.
There
and
you go.
It seemed to be a better fit.
Like I
So,
said,
yeah.
September's a beautiful month.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you get warm days, cool nights, hopefully.
Yeah.
So has it been September now for the past couple of years?
Yeah, this would just be our second
Third
year.
year,
doing-
Okay.
third year that it
Third
bled
year.
into
Yeah,
September.
we kinda
We
did, yeah.
did both August and September one year.
Okay, so every Saturday in September?
Yep.
Every Saturday in September?
Yeah, so every Saturday between 2 and 7 p.m.
Yep.
at Safford Park, which is right on Beale Street in Wollaston. And yeah, we'll have food there. There'll be live music. There'll be some games for families to play. And then there'll be a beer garden with a number of different drink selections, including non-alcoholic selections.
Okay.
And different food menu each week. And so we're partnering this year with the Assembly, which is down on Hancock. New owners there. I don't recall when they specifically bought it, but they reached out and asked how we could work together, and so we're going to work with them. We had them at a location at Porch Fest, and I'm pretty sure they sold out of most everything. So it was a good menu and a good partnership.
Okay, there is a cost for the food, we should point out.
Yep. So yeah, it's free to attend the event.
Right.
Music's free, but there will be beer and wine and other drinks and food for sale.
Okay, all right. So let's run down the venues, the events if we can. Let folks know what's going on.
Start with the bubble party.
Yeah, so on Friday, September 6th.
Oh, wait a minute.
we
You
have-
just threw a loop. Friday.
You want to go do it the Saturday?
No, we can do
the
that.
Park
That's
first?
okay. No, let's
So
start
we were
with-
going in order.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all
we're
right,
having
so
a
Friday.
back to school bubble party
Oh.
movie night. Will be on Friday, September 6th from 5 to 9, sort of to kick off our Saturdays.
Oh, all right.
But
Okay.
sort of a pre. So we'll be starting, the bubble party will be from 5 to 6, and then from 6 to 7 we're going to have Miss Liz there, who also performs at Porch Fest.
Oh.
but she's a children's performer with puppets and
Oh, okay.
singing and dancing for the children, and they have a great time. They love her.
Fun.
And then the movie night will start at 7-ish, 7:30, around there, when it starts to get dark enough, and we'll be doing a Paw Patrol movie.
What is it?
Paw Patrol movie.
Paw Patrol,
Paw
okay,
Patrol, yes.
okay.
So, and then to go into your Saturdays in the park, we'll start on Saturday, September, will be the 7th.
Yes.
And with our first showing will be Emily Aileen and then SPX.
Oh, so 2 performers.
Yeah, only
Okay.
2. Yeah. So Emily Aileen performed at Porch Fest as well.
I was going to ask if there are any repeats. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of them. A
Are
lot
there?
of them
Yeah.
are. Yeah. SPX, I've known the band for a long time.
Uh-huh.
Their group of friends get together and they donate all the money that they raise doing their performances to childhood cancer research.
Wow.
So
That's
they're
amazing.
a nice group of people and a great band to
That's
listen to.
excellent.
So, if you want to add anything else to that?
Yeah, sure. I mean, you went to high school with
I
one or
did,
two of the
one of
band
the band
members
members, yeah.
years ago.
fun.
Yeah.
So that's
Okay,
how we
so you
connected.
So I've known them for a while.
Oh,
yeah.
very nice. Oh, that's
Yeah.
a nice story. Yeah.
And we've been out to see them a few times, but the other performances are all from Porch Fest. They're the
Okay.
only ones that
Oh, they
haven't
are?
yet played for Porch Fest. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, well, often what happens each year is Kathy and I will walk around and just listen to bands and think, oh, wow, they'd be great to hire for the park. So in return for them donating their time and talent to Porch Fest, we try to return and give them a paying gig.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Very good. Back to the bubble party, Kathy,
Yeah.
for a sec.
Oh,
Is it
yeah.
blowing bubbles? I mean,
That's what it is.
Okay. Okay.
That's exactly it. It's a lot of bubbles and bubble machine
Okay.
and various ways to blow bubbles, and then we'll do like some music so the kids can dance while they're blowing bubbles. And we did it last year, and they had such a great time.
Who doesn't love
It
bubbles,
was,
right?
It was so fun, and we had little ones, we had a little bit older ones. They were all just having a blast.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
having a
That-
great time.
okay.
So we said, let's do it again.
let's do it again. Why
Yeah.
not? It's inexpensive and
Oh, absolutely,
fun.
yeah.
And, you know,
Just sourcing bubbles takes some time.
Oh, really?
I know,
That's
it's
a
hard
problem?
going around finding bubbles was not as easy a task.
As you
yeah.
would think.
Amazing, yeah, getting the gallons of bubbles. yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's fine.
I'd never heard of a bubble party before, so,
Yeah.
okay. So the 7th is Emily Alin?
I believe that's how you say it.
Yeah, I believe
Alin
it's pronounced that
and
way.
SPX. Okay,
Yep.
that's on the 7th. And
Yep.
then the following Saturday?
Yeah, I'll take that one. So yeah, Matt Rich,
Yes.
who Kathy and I saw at Porch Fest this year,
Yep.
solo performer, uses one of those looping effects so he can play his guitar in a couple of different tracks at the same time.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, yeah.
And a little bit of a country flair to it, and we just watched him and said, oh, he'd be a great opening act for one of the bands at Saturdays in the Park. So
Okay.
he'll be there on the 14th. Generally, the format would be the first performer go on at 3 o'clock, the next one would go on at 5 o'clock.
Okay.
After that, the Rudder Kings, starring Kevin
Kevin
Coughlin,
Coughlin.
former counselor and our neighbor,
Yes.
and a couple of other neighborhoods. They've also performed at Porch Fest before.
I think there's a bench with his name on it up there, isn't
It
there?
might be.
Yeah.
It might be next to this other one, yeah.
Okay.
And on the 21st, we have Anthony Andronico, former counselor's dad.
Senior, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
who plays in a bunch of different venues, as well as Bad Street, which is they have a new front person, but they're a number of the members from Up the Downs, which played at
Oh.
Porch Fest for many years and
Yep.
played a lot of venues around here. They've assembled with a new front person, and they did a great job at Porch Fest, so we hired them for the park.
Fun.
And then on the 28th, we got Out of Hits Records, which is a husband and wife reggae duo.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Again, we had them at Wollaston Hill in the Porch.
Where are they
then
from?
I want to say Dorchester, if
Okay,
I'm not mistaken,
all right.
I think
or
so.
Roxbury. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
trying to remember. And then Anna Daly Young from Weymouth, young and emerging artist that's been playing venues all over the South Shore, and she's more of a, we'll say, a top 40 hits type of a performer.
Kinda
but
covers
very
songs.
talented. Does some covers too, some
Oh, I
other
see.
ones, but does have some of her own music.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Excellent.
looking forward to that. Not
Yeah.
a bad lineup for the year.
It sounds like an amazing lineup, actually. Yeah, something
Yeah.
for everyone. And at each of these performances, there'll also be the food.
Yep, so every Saturday there'll be picnic tables out, but you're also encouraged to bring your own chairs or blankets to sit and enjoy the music. But we'll have a number of picnic tables out. The junior ROTC is a junior ROTC that helps us out.
Yeah, from North Quincy High School.
Yeah,
Yep,
they show up every show and help us get set up and help us get closed down.
They're a great group of kids.
They are.
Absolutely great kids.
Yeah.
And so food and beer until it runs out, and music until about just before 7. We did adjust the timing of the event because when we did it during the summer, we had more like 3 to 9, whereas it gets darker. And
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's harder to put things away and get the band packed up when it's too dark.
Right.
Yeah.
Not a lot of. Is there lighting at the park? Is there?
There's some safety lighting that
Okay.
is cast on the park from across the street,
Yeah.
but it's not great.
Not direct for the park.
enough
lighting.
to be able to detect if someone was there if you were walking through, but
Gotcha.
not great lighting. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, unfortunately, as I said, summer's waning.
Well, maybe we've got to do a request for a stage and some lighting, and next thing you know, we'll have an amphitheater down there.
Oh, there you go. The Community Preservation Trust, are you listening?
There you go.
We've got a modest setup, but it works.
Yeah, yeah. For the movie, is there I mean, and there's no screen, so how do you project the movie? How does that happen?
We hire a company to
Oh, you
come
do?
in. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
and they put the screen up. It's a nice inflatable screen they put up. It's very nice. We did it last year and it worked out really well.
Oh, okay, very good.
Yeah, we'll use them again.
Now, maybe we should talk a little bit about the Neighborhood Association itself and what it does and how folks can get involved in that.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'll get us started. So Kathy and I started the association back in 2011, I think it was. We just went door to door and created a flyer and handed it out and talked to our neighbors. And really our goal was to find a way to give neighbors an opportunity to get together for both, celebrations as well as any issues that might have come
Right.
up in the neighborhood. So, yeah, we've been serving with a group of neighbors, and it's been going great. We've got a website. We've got your standard communication things. We come on your show, and we run a series of events. So we sponsor Cleaner Greener in May for that Safford Park, which is right in Wollaston Hill. We've also helped out with Forbes Hill in the past as well. We have a back-to-school movie night. We have the concerts. We have a tree lighting, which we've been doing for years. I want to say it's over 20 years
Oh
now.
gosh, Clara Yeomans, I think,
Clara
started
Yeomans
it years ago.
Yeah.
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 Showing my age now.
Yeah, so neighbors who are maybe new to the neighborhood or maybe just kind of new to the association, just go to our website, reach out to us by email or social media,
Okay.
and just follow us and help out with the events.
I was going to ask about that because there are new people all the time moving in now, right? So,
Yeah.
to be aware of an association like this is a great way to meet your neighbors, if nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, I used to introduce Bob and Leslie LaRocca
Yep.
as new members of the community, but now they've been here, 8 years in Quincy?
Oh,
They're not so new anymore, but yeah, it's, the association has members that are both new and people who've been there for years.
Yeah,
like
how many
Kathy.
members roughly would you say?
I would say our contact list has a couple of hundred,
Okay.
maybe.
Yeah.
Just for but you don't need to be on our list to attend our events or anything. You just show
And
up.
are there regular meetings?
Yeah, as a board, we meet 4 times a year.
Okay.
We have an annual meeting to go over officer elections and things like that. But and then we, other than the 4 meetings a year, we just meet as needed for planning for
Sure.
events.
Like for Saturdays in the park?
Exactly. Exactly. So a lot of meetings happening in April, getting planned for the year.
I am sure, yeah. Okay, I guess we have to talk about it. The Christmas tree lighting ceremony.
Yes.
Just because you're here and it's on the schedule.
I know. It's hard to begin talking about that, but we've been doing it for so many years. I want to say Councilor Coughlin, first started it off years ago when the planting of Clara Yeoman's tree.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
Wollaston Hill Neighborhood Association's been partnering since 2011, since we started. We also work with the Wollaston School PTO, who do a great job. They set up a table and tents, and they always have snacks and hot chocolate and drinks and so forth. So they do a great job, and the kids really love it. And Santa Claus comes by, so it's a really nice event to kind of kick off the winter season, the holiday season.
It's the 22nd annual. It says here December 6th, 6 to 7 p.m. Mark your calendars
Yeah.
and pretend it's a long way away.
Yeah, I'm surprised we're even talking about it.
Well, it's on you put it on the schedule, not me.
All right, I'll take the blame for that one.
That's
I
right.
know. It'll be here before we know it, unfortunately.
It really will. Now, for acts that didn't make it to this year's Saturdays in the Parks, can they reach out maybe to get on the list for next year?
Yeah, absolutely. If you volunteer for Porch Fest, you're
Yep.
on our list to
all right.
play at the park. So we'll send out the opportunity, and people will apply, and we pick from. We've had a few of the same repeat bands over
Yep.
a few years, but now we're starting to mix it up a little bit more and just branch out a little bit.
It's a different variety, of music.
We try to look
Yeah.
at it and say, all right, we want a certain level of sound, level of experience,
Yeah.
and then after that, it's really about bringing in a good blend of talent.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Okay. Kathy, you yourself seem to have a lot of passion for music. and it's something I think that you look forward to. You smile every time you talk about it.
It builds community.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
loves music, makes people happy.
Right.
So whether it's whatever kind of music they like to listen to, it just, from, like I said, little kids coming in, listening to the Disney princess music, and then, all ages.
Right.
Music is just something that brings people together.
It's true.
It does.
And
it makes people smile. So.
Between that and bubbles.
Exactly. You can same thing. Bubbles makes
Maybe
people
some
happy.
champagne music
Whatever.
when you have your bubble night.
You're giving me
Yeah.
ideas here, Joe.
Yeah.
Don't get me started. We've already got enough events that we're doing.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Website, wollastonhill.com, right?
Yeah.
To reach out, get more information, or communicate with the association as well.
Absolutely.
I always have to ask, is there a contingency for weather-related issues?
No, we just charge on.
Yep.
You just, okay.
And we make the call. I would say tune into our social media channels. We make the call either the night before if it's obvious, or
Yeah.
sometimes the morning of
Okay.
if it's a little more not obvious how the weather's going to go.
Right.
We have had a few rain dates, but overall we've been very lucky.
Okay. Well, let's hope it goes again
Yeah.
well this year. So great to talk to you both. Thanks for coming over.
Yeah, thanks
You
for
as
your
well.
time.
Thanks for
Happy
having
rest
us.
of the summer. You're welcome. Speaking of the weather, just enough time to check the forecast for you for the rest of the day today. Increasing sunshine throughout the afternoon. Temperatures will climb into the upper 70s. Partly cloudy tonight into the mid-60s. And okay weekend tomorrow. Sun and clouds around 80. Same thing on Sunday. And some showers are returning here on Monday. The humidity will increase too as the weekend goes on. Thanks again to Walter Kathy Hubley for joining us from the Wollaston Hill Neighborhood Association. Thank you to our crew. Thank you for watching. By the way, we are off on the program next week, so join us Monday, August 26th. It's our Back to School show with the Quincy School Superintendent and the Assistant Superintendent. Meantime, you can check our website, qatv.org, all of our latest programs. There's news, information, video on demand, live streaming, and much more. For all of us here at QATV, I'm Joe Catalano. Have a great week.